wanna run away. I think I'll go back to that place I stay. Play on the server the TimeShot way.
Hello, people. It's Poet, and we're back on TimeShot. And today, the topic is going to be a pretty simple one. One that I've been kind of putting off for a long time. Well, not that long, it just recently happened, but fairly long time in that, you know, I thought it was something that I could kind of get away with not having to talk about. we were just having welcome everybody to Beasts of Prey TimeShot edition. Code stole a chicken egg. Good times. Everybody who is online right now is in Beasts of Prey, if you don't know. If you don't watch that series. Anyway. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. So this is something that I thought I could put off and didn't really want to talk about. Not because I have an issue with it or anything, but because I thought that it was actually so insignificant that it wouldn't really matter, and much to my surprise, it was very heavily requested on the channel. So I ended up kind of deciding that I had to force myself to record something about it. I put all of this stone in here, but I want it back. I want it back. As much as I can get. Until I get some coal. That is. Take half of those. Alright, that's good enough, I think. Alright, so the topic is Minecraft's purchase by Microsoft. And to that effect, it's more Mojang's purchase from Microsoft. But, of course, Mojang, the company itself, isn't much. And I'm being maybe a little bit bold in saying that. But the company itself isn't really worth much. The product is Minecraft. And in watching a video that Microsoft actually directly put out in relation to their purchase of Mojang, they mostly talk about the purchase of Minecraft. They don't really talk too much about the purchase of Mojang itself or the other products that they have, but mostly talk about Minecraft. In fact, the entire video talks about Minecraft. And I think that's because, I mean, it would be crazy to, as a company, buy Mojang and then just start talking about, like, scrolls or, I don't know, what's that other game that Mojang has? Who knows? Who cares? But that's what it would be like. And obviously that's not going to fly. So they started talking about Minecraft. It made sense to do that. And it kind of tells you that that's their main source of income will be Minecraft as part of that deal. So people have been asking me what my thoughts are on it. Is it good? Is it bad? They want to hear me rant about it, I believe. It's probably the case. Because generally in a case like this, I would say it's a bad thing. But surprisingly, what I've heard from a lot of people, and kind of the sentiment I share, is that my thoughts on it are mixed. I don't really think it's a bad thing. I don't really think it's a good thing, which in itself is probably a good thing. I mean, if we were all pretty certain that it was a bad thing, well, that would be bad, logically. But a lot of people are kind of on the fence about whether or not it's a good thing or not. I think we all kind of have to wait and see. But how long do we wait to see what happens next, right? So far, no real changes have been done at all. And of course, in me waiting quite a while to give this talk about it, it's kind of a good thing in that I get to see, you know, what the immediate reaction is, and then kind of what the calmed down reaction is, and it hasn't really changed, but it's kind of solidified the fact that I don't think too much will change in Minecraft itself. But perhaps we're starting a little bit too far into the process. We should kind of step back and look at their purchase of Minecraft. When the news first started getting leaked, it was, I believe, actually I couldn't really give a source of where I heard it first, but someone who had meetings with people at Mojang apparently leaked it to some kind of a news site, which then got spread all over the place because it's Minecraft, right? Are you telling me that the most popular online game of all time just got purchased by Microsoft? That was big news. So someone leaked it, and the initial reaction, I think, from a lot of people was not good. A lot of people, of course, making comment on how Microsoft generally runs their things, how they generally do business, and it's nothing really positive from what you hear. Mind you, you look at Xbox sales and Microsoft game sales and everything like that, and the numbers are always extraordinarily high. So, as Graphoniac actually put it, I watched a video that she made about Microsoft's purchase, was that maybe she was feeling a little bit nerd petty about Microsoft, and I think that that's a very good term to use, is when people feel a little bit nerd petty about it. Because, you know, you grow up believing that Microsoft is an evil big corporation that swallows up the little guys. They've had lots of antitrust lawsuits and lots of problems with the Competition Bureau, whereby, you know, they've even been denied purchase of things. I think this is the case. It could be rumor by this point, but where they tried to purchase Yahoo search engine and were denied because they'd have kind of a too big a share in the search engine market, or the online market for that matter. So, like, there have been news reports for years that they're a big evil company that buys up little guys, kind of like the Walmarts out there, who you have your own little small company, and then Walmart comes by, buys you up, or makes it so that you can't compete. I mean, that's kind of the way that Microsoft is thought of as well. Some of it is, of course, being nerd petty, as Graph put it, because we've also grown up with varied opinions about browsers, operating systems, and so on and so forth. I don't know a single person who likes Microsoft's Internet Explorer browser, for example, to the point where it's a web developer's worst nightmare. It's horrible. It's terrible. That's me speaking from experience. And this is the same company, the company that makes that awful product, which people argue and debate over for a long time. They make that awful product, and now they are basically the owners of my wonderful, beautiful Minecraft. How dare you? How could you? It's that kind of sentiment. Of course, the Mac users, the Linux users, the people who are very in support of consoles as opposed to like PC gaming. You've got the people who are fans of Nintendo or Sony as opposed to the Xbox product. So a lot of different areas can stem negativity towards Microsoft. What do I know about Microsoft? Well, number one is that I use their operating system. I've used Microsoft Windows since the 90s with Windows 3.1. And for me, that was always a big upgrade. I was using something called DOS Shell before I ever used Microsoft Windows. And that was kind of before Windows. Actually, I think they were out at the same time, definitely, but DOS Shell I could basically get for free. I had a disk on it, and Windows cost money, which, as a little kid, I didn't have. So, when it came to what operating system would I use, when I finally got Windows 3.1, it was a huge, huge update. Can you imagine not having Windows on a computer and then suddenly there it is? It was revolutionary. Icons that you can click on. You can see your mouse cursor moving around. What's this little hourglass? It's so cool, you know, things like that. Windows 95, Windows 98, Windows 2000. Then I jumped to Windows 2000 Server Edition, I believe. And then XP. And then from XP I jumped all the way to 7. But I've always used Windows. And I've always actually rather enjoyed Windows. I never bought Windows Vista, you know, which a lot of people had problems with, just like Windows ME and just like Windows 8. I do have Windows 8 on a tablet of mine, but apart from that, I've almost never used it and really don't care for it. I don't care either way, actually. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. I don't use it every day, so how would I know? I don't think it's that much different than Windows 7. But I've also been the kind of person who has used other operating systems. When I was a kid, I used... What was that lag? I must be uploading or something. When I was a kid, I also downloaded Linux distributions, so I had a bunch of different Linux things because I was a big nerd who used to program and do all that kind of stuff. And I also have a Mac that I do all my editing and everything on like that. So I've become, and as an IT guy, I've also become very unbiased. I know a lot of people were actually surprised by it when they heard that I was in IT, and then I told them that I had a Mac, I owned a Mac. They were always kind of a little bit taken aback by that. Like, what? You're an IT guy and you actually have a Mac? You like it? You use this Mac? And in my opinion, it's kind of, you know, they're all bad in some way. You know, if you think that one is better than the other, then you're kidding yourself greatly. So maybe in that respect, I've kind of been able to combat some of that little bit of a nerd petty, as Graf put it. I'm not that petty towards Microsoft just because, you know, some people prefer it and some don't. I tend to think that their products are about the same as everyone else's. They're not special. You know, does that say something about them? Maybe. But I don't think they're any different than any other company for the products they have. I was using Windows as the example because it is their biggest product. Of course, number 2 would be the Xbox and the Xbox products, I think. Now, when you think of video games, you think of Xbox, you think of PlayStation, you think of Nintendo, you think of PC games, and so on. But Xbox is definitely one of the things that will be mentioned. So if you ask 10 people right now to maybe ask them to mention 5 different things about video games, products, games themselves, devices and the like, more than likely, at least half of them would say Xbox. Maybe all of them would say Xbox in there somewhere. That's how recognized it is. So, it is a recognized brand. It is very recognizable. Does it really benefit Mojang? That's the next question, really. And I don't really think so. I mean, it does and it doesn't. And here's what I'll kind of go off on a tangent with, is that we all know that Mojang has problems. In fact, I just finished doing a huge rant about it you know, and you guys know that I wasn't very happy with Mojang and how their company was being run. In fact, I was downright upset about them. When it came to Minecon, I was really upset. Because mostly, this was something that, as part of my business, I relied upon, and Mojang just could not support it. At the time, I called for change. I called for a difference. I called for a better company. And almost as though they had been watching my channel, they, in kind, sold out to Microsoft. Now, good thing, bad thing? When you think of the positives, I definitely think about, like, the conventions. Microsoft has, number one, the money to run a convention. Number two, the venues and the experience to run that kind of a convention. And number three, they have a lot to lose from that kind of a convention. What I mean is, they've got this investment of theirs now. Microsoft is their investment. Or Minecraft is their investment. The conventions that result from Minecraft, especially if they host them, now have to be spotless. You can't really host a convention on a couple dollars and say, yep, good enough, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. They will definitely have to step it up to make sure that they're making some kind of a return on their convention. I know that up to now, Mojang's only lost money. Maybe the price will go up. Maybe more will be there for you to buy into. I don't know about that. But I think that they'll definitely be able to market the convention a little bit better, and it can only actually benefit it. I was really upset with the way that Mojang was handling themselves, and now they've been granted this new company with new management and kind of a new goal in mind, I think, to make it a better place. You know, Mojang has and always will be a small company. Microsoft is one of the largest companies. So, in that sense, you know, they can only benefit from what Microsoft has to offer. Now, the positives, like I was saying, definitely the convention standpoint. But I think it's also safe to say that their support for the product will also go up. Some people have alluded to that, maybe meaning that there will be more consistent updating, or something like that. I don't know if that's the case or not. I don't think Microsoft will have anything to do with the updating of the game. But certainly they might be able to help in the realm of support. Now, that was the other complaint, coincidentally, that I had towards Mojang, in that, you know, when you asked them a question, they always prided themselves, or tried to pretend that they did, prided themselves on the fact that they were so very personal, and they took everything so personal. And when you ask a question, we give you a personal answer. And you'll remember back to my rant about Mojang and their convention, and that, in which I said that, you know, sometimes we want it to be a professional relationship. We want it to be run like a business. Don't run it like your mom and pop shop. You are a huge company now, whether you like to believe it or not. Run it like a huge company. And they were just incapable of that. You can't really blame them. It's kind of just, you know, they did not have the means. A lot of people, of course, and myself included, kind of said, well, you have this much money. You have bags of money. You have so much money, you could literally burn it and still make a profit. How come you don't hire more support? You know, why is it so personal still? Well, things are changing now, I'm sure. Now that Microsoft is in control of it, how could they not support it? It's their product. Whether it'll have that personal feel to it still or not, it's hard to say. It would really kind of be a shame to lose it completely, as much as I said that sometimes you do want the professional experience. Oops. Sometimes you also want that little personal touch to it as well. So, you know, I don't want to pay $50 an hour to a Microsoft support rep from India to manage my Minecraft account. At the same time, when something horrifically wrong happens, like the fiasco with their convention, I kind of want that professional support of it. So hopefully, especially from like a legal standpoint, if we're talking about the thing that happened with the EULA, from a legal standpoint, they'll be able to better respond to people, and while hopefully keeping that personal perspective when it comes to why won't my game run today. Now, I watched that video released by Microsoft about their purchase. Like I said, the guy who did the video was Phil Spencer, who is the head of Xbox at Microsoft. Funny enough that it was, of course, the Xbox guy who was doing this. He said that they would continue to support it on all platforms, just the same as always. He even mentioned Android devices. He mentioned Sony PlayStation, so on, which I thought was kind of interesting that, you know, you've got the head of Xbox actually promoting a product of theirs on all different types of media. Wow, that's a first. It's gotta be. But happy to see that he was forthcoming in that way. But one thing about his talk about Minecraft, because I think I actually have to go back to where we were when I said we'd take a step back and kind of come back to this thought I had when the rumors first started coming out. I thought, it's not true. The rumors can't be true. Microsoft could not possibly want Minecraft. What would they possibly have to do with Minecraft? What's their return? They have zero return on investment. Don't they? What possible reason could Microsoft, this big company, spend $2 billion on Minecraft? When you think about it, Amazon just spent $2 billion, or $1 billion, I think it was only, on Twitch.tv. Twitch.tv, especially in my community, is huge. It's just as big as YouTube. And it was bought for less than what Minecraft was bought for. To me, that was unfathomable. Why? Because you look at the return on an investment that Twitch would have, it's very obvious. You've got all of that advertising potential. You've got basically a massive group of gamers, a target audience, who are all in one place doing one thing in a community that's already been developed. And then it hit me. That's what they want. It's the community they want. It's not Minecraft. It's the community. And in fact, a buddy of mine, the Elemento Steve, he made a tweet about this when he first heard the news that it was official, is that Microsoft might have just done one of the most genius things they could have ever done, was tap into the world's largest social network. Think about it. Minecraft is a social network. I'm online right now with a bunch of people. I'm not directly interacting with them right now, but they could if they wanted, and I could if I wanted. They can see my ideas. You guys can see my ideas. It's a media. This game is a media where I can share my ideas with people. It's genius. They bought the world's largest social network before people even really realized that it was a social network. I think some of us have started to catch on. But then you got to think about what's their return on investment, because that's still the question. You don't spend money buying something if you don't get a return on it. You know, you don't even buy a used guitar at a garage sale unless you expect to make some use of it. Unless you want to get something out of it. You don't just buy it to hoard it. So what's their return? What is the thing that they want out of it? And we kind of hit the nail on the head. Was now that they've tapped into the world's largest social network, what do they do with that social network? That is the question. Because that social network includes quite a few pro gamers, quite a few YouTubers, and the like. Will it be marketable? Will it be in the relation of the products that they offer in the future? Why I mentioned the Phil Spencer guy, the head of Xbox, and why I noticed something he said is because he actually, in that talk about their purchase, mentioned that their biggest asset was the large variety of gamers that Minecraft gave them access to. He actually mentions this. So it's definitely a fact that they are going to be making use of the social network that is Minecraft in some way. In what way, we just don't know yet. They haven't done anything with it yet, but we know for a fact that Microsoft has done things in the past with other products that have kind of been questionable. One of them that I know of is their DLC policy on Microsoft Office, their other giant product that they have. What they've done, and this was kind of to combat piracy and in response to people not having updated products, is that they now charge you a fee, monthly, annually, whatever it is, and give you access to an online download, essentially, of their product. If you stop paying for that monthly access fee, you stop getting access to the product. It's kind of that simple. Will something like that happen with Minecraft in the future? You look at other popular MMOs, because that's kind of what Minecraft is. You look at things like World of Warcraft, and you see that they charge monthlies in order to have access to it. And that makes loads of money. Blizzard is also counting their bags of money and could also burn it just as easily as Mojang could because of their monthly subscriber fee. Will Minecraft capitalize on a system like that? Will Microsoft want to implement that into Minecraft, is what I mean to say. It's hard to say yet. And would people buy into it? Unfortunately, I think they probably would. Now, I say unfortunately because, honestly, I haven't bought into games like that in the past directly because of their subscriber fees. I have not and will not ever play World of Warcraft because of their monthly subscriber fee. That's just a fact. I look at things like Elder Scrolls Online, which is a game that I would have loved to play. It's right up my alley. I will never play that. Because not only do they charge you to buy the game, but also charge you a subscriber fee on top of it. It's ridiculous. And I've avoided games like that for years. Minecraft, though, being as big as it is, would have a huge following. People don't mind paying Blizzard to access their game. People don't mind paying Bethesda to access that game. People would not mind paying Microsoft to access Minecraft. Especially since 90% of the people who have played this tend to think that it's one of, if not the, best game they've ever played. Now, that's kind of scary, because that also means that for a person like me, I would probably legitimately stop playing Minecraft. It would be a shame, but I'm going to assume right now that something like that could happen, probably will happen, and I don't know. That might be the demise of it. Will it? I don't know. It'll still be strong. It'll still be popular. If you pay for something every month, you tend to invest a lot more time into it. But people already invest time into it, and they don't need a subscription fee to kind of influence that. It might actually take away from the community. The other fear is that Minecraft might start charging you to download its updates. Minecraft might not let you change texture packs without an update. Minecraft is suddenly not the game that we once thought it was, where we were free to create mods for it. I don't know. It could all change. It could. So far hasn't. Most people are saying it won't, because Microsoft's only investment is in the people, not in Minecraft itself. That might be true. But that's kind of why I am on the fence about it, why I'm kind of mixed about how I feel about it. But, who knows? We don't know yet. The one thing that I have to say that didn't really leave me with a warm and fuzzy feeling was the shared sentiment from most of the staff from Mojang. When the news first leaked, or was released officially, I guess it was, a lot of people started saying, these are staff members, mind you, from Mojang. A lot of them started saying that they wouldn't leave, they wouldn't quit yet, they weren't upset about the purchase yet, but would wait to see how it all pans out. That's not really speaking well for Minecraft or Microsoft or the developers or anybody there, is that don't panic yet, we have to see if it's bad or not. What the heck? Eh? Fabe's train station. What is he doing? I think I'm spoiling something here. Uh-oh. In any case, a lot of the staff members seem to be very on the fence about it themselves, which didn't really speak very well for what I thought about it. But now that I've given it time, I think that it's safe to say that not a whole lot will change immediately, but down the road, especially if Microsoft fails to find some kind of a return on that $2 billion, like if they suddenly don't make $2 billion back, because let's face it, everybody's bought Minecraft already, where are they going to get that money from? A lot of people have also argued that with me, because I had that argument with someone, is that, well, everybody's already bought Minecraft. Where are they going to find that return? And then someone said, are you kidding me? Do you know the number of people who have Xboxes? Do you know the number of people who have Microsoft products compared to the number of people who have Minecraft? The number is actually pretty staggering still. And so there are people out there who could still benefit from a purchase of Minecraft. But the return is still definitely going to be greater if they can do something like a DLC or like purchasable updates, like they have with other Microsoft products, or returns from marketing to that giant social network. I have yet to see anything happen. I don't think anybody really knows for sure where it's going to go. I'm actually very happy that Mojang is no longer in control of their product because of how poorly they've run it in the past with their conventions and their handling of the EULA. So, good and bad. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments now that time has passed from their purchase. I'm sure everybody has kind of made their comments known and it's settled down a little bit, and I'm sure a lot of anti-Microsoft joking will be pushed aside for this serious conversation, won't it? Right? No being nerd petty, right? We'll see you next time on TimeShot. Hope you guys enjoyed the talk. Share this video on Twitter and Facebook. Subscribe if you haven't already, and do all those other awesome things people do. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.